And here he was, looking to win his 5th straight start and lower the major's lowest ERA. Lee and the Indians hosting the Mariners, and it's Adrian Beltre with the old 12-6 curveball. That's 25 consecutive scoreless innings pitched for him. To the 5th, Mariners down 3-0, runners in the corners and 2 down, and it's Ichiro. Soft little line to the 2nd, no problem for Jamie Carroll. 26 consecutive scoreless for Lee. To the 6th, Indians in at an 8-0 lead. Lee gets Raul Ibanez swinging. 27 consecutive scoreless innings pitched. It's 8-0 still, 2 on top of the 7th. And Vladimir Valentin, a 3-run home run to right, ends Lee's scoreless streak at 27 innings. Lee still very strong. 6 innings, 3 earned, 3 strikeouts. In fact, his 27 inning scoreless streak, the longest for the Indians since 1982. Remember Dan Spillner, of course. Lee moves to 5-0 this season, the first pitcher since Pedro in 1997 to win his first 5 starts of the season and have an ERA under 1. To put in perspective how dominant he's been this season, he allowed 3 earned runs in 6 innings Wednesday, and his ERA is still only 0.96. Always good when the zeros up front there. Of all active starters with at least 5 starts against the A's, the Angels' Irvin Santana has the best career ERA, 1.38. Bobby Crosby, liner right back to Santana, snags it, no issues there. 2-0 Halos in the top of the 3rd. Santana keeps the ball down, and when you do that, you often induce people like Ryan Sweeney to hit the 4-6-3 double plays. And Santana gonna get it going. Kurt Suzuki, he's just looking. You check your email Brown, swing it, and then Santana blows the fastball by Suzuki. 6 2/3, no earned, 3 strikeouts, and does get the win. Casey Kotzman gonna come through with an RBI single down the right field line of the 6th. Angels, only the 2nd team in modern era to have 2 5-0 pitchers in April. Joe Saunders the other.
Astros Diamondbacks, Arizona, chance to be the first big league team to 20 wins this season. Randy Johnson, 4-0 in his career against the Astros, and 10-1 when he was an Astro. Carlos Lee, though, that's going to hurt your chances. Get out. His 6th, 4-0 Astros. Johnson, 6 runs, 9 hits in 4 innings. Going there in the 2nd. Sean Chacon lays down a bunt. Chris Burt, we're just going to let that harmlessly roll foul. That's not rolling.
Blow on it.
That's Lenny Randall, I believe, right? Wasn't he the guy that went out there? And yeah, okay. Fair ball. Hunter Pence then drove in Brad Ausmus with a single. Look at that again, just right down the line. Is that good groundskeeping? Not if you're the home team. All right, Diamondbacks down 7-5 in the 6th. Pitcher Mike Owens coming in to pinch hit, but he's special. Connor Jackson talked about him on ESPN First Take the other day.
You know, I said it the other day that he's the best hitting pitcher I've ever seen. He's got the most pop on our team, hands down. It's almost like we joke with ourselves. We don't want him in our hitting group because he makes us look bad.
All right. Oh, it's big stick, huh? Cecil Cooper decides to take out the lefty Wesley Wright, bring in Dave Borowski for this one, right? Said, Coop, we couldn't even get the stinking pitcher out. Go!
And he drills it. Deep right field. Pence going back. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? We're tied!
First pitch, opposite field, 7-all. 5th career homer for Owings, first pinch hitter. He's hitting .421 this season. A couple of batters later, Eric Burns singles. Chris Young will score. The Diamondbacks take the lead 8-7. They're going to win 8-7. 3rd team ever to win 20 games in April. They matched the 0-3 Yanks and the 0-1 M's. So, yeah, the sample size, it's smaller, but his 84 career plate appearances as a major leaguer, Mike Owings isn't just hitting like a position player, he's hitting like a Hall of Famer. His averages comparable to guys like, this is crazy, Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, Joe Jackson. Jackson of the shoeless variety, not the one that's saying, you know, is she really going out with him? Brewers Cubbies, Milwaukee won the opener behind the returning bat of center fielder Mike Cameron. Pinella's team, though, 14-1 this season when scoring 4 or more runs. Jeff Suppan, not a good outing for him. Reed Johnson here in the 1st. Yeah, that's single left. Brian Terrio, that's up the middle. Derek Lee's going to get some. Ramos Barrera. Now guys are running up there to try and hit. 6 runs, 6 hits before getting 3 outs for our man Suppan, including this. Giovanni Soto, get out. Soto's 4th homer of the season, and the Cubs led 6-0, and they were on their way. In the fourth, Brian Schaus is in, but you know what? Soto, he does not discriminate. He'll hit 3-run homers off just about anybody. His fifth there. Cubs win 19-5, set a new franchise record for wins in April with 17, and they are now 1-0 this season when scoring 19 or more runs in a game. That's fantastic for them. And 17-10, a super month for the Cubbies. The Brewers, well, you lost by 2 touchdowns. That's not so good, but Dempster improves to 4-0. Always good when you get that kind of run support. Despite all those injuries, the Yanks managed to field a full team of 9 or 10 with the DH, and they played the Tigers on Wednesday night. Bottom first, 2 outs, 2 on. Jeremy Bonderman in a bit of a pickle there. Derek Jeter trying to score on the Melky Cabrera single. Marcus Timms throw on line. Jeter safe. It's 2-zip. Andy Pettit. Timms shot to left. Johnny Damon leaves. Can't make it. That's a 2-run shot for Timms. Tigers lead 3-2. Timms' second homer of the season. Top 6, 2 out. Man in scoring position. Carlos Guillen slow roller, but A-Rod's replacement Alberto Gonzalez can't make the barehanded play. Chef scores. Tigers up 5-2. Pettit roughed up. 6 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned, and then Placido Polanco now won 2 home runs in this game. That gives him 2 for the season. The Tigers win at 6-2. Bonderman settles down after a rough first. 7 2/3, 2 earned runs.
Sounded like Kirchin there for a second.
Did I give it a
on purpose? Blue Jays Red Sox, another 9th-inning thriller. David Ortiz would be involved. Here in the bottom of the 7th, off Dustin McGowan. Get out of town. Big Papi, his 3rd home run in the last 5 games. 17 RBIs. Last 10 games, slump over. Top of the 8th. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. Alex Rios hits the right center. Brandon Moss coming on. Adam Lynn would tag and score from 3rd. Blue Jays tied at 1. Bottom 9, runners on 1st and 2nd. Moss base it up the middle. Vernon Wells coming on with a throw. And if you're calling for Jed Lowry, leave a message at the beep. He'll call you when he gets home. What a throw by Wells, but an even better block of the plate by Rod Barajas. And they get Lowry at home. We remain tied at 1. And the next batter, still in the 9th, Jason Varitek up the middle. And again, it's Wells. And again, the throw, but this time, Manny Ramirez is safe at home. Red Sox back-to-back walk-off wins for the first time since 2 years ago against the Phillies.
Oh, yeah, that was cold by you. Rays Orioles, the upper crust of the AL East in the first month of the season. Tampa Bay 14-12, best start in team history. Andy Sonnenstein starting for Tampa Bay, cruising along, strikes out Luke Scott. Melvin Mora goes down. Luis Hernandez, he missed. Sonnenstein, 8 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 5 Ks into the 7th. Just a 4-1 lead. Bases Chuck Carlos Pena singles to right. Akinora Iwamura will score. Ditto for Carl Crawford. The Rays win 8-1. Their first winning April. Pirates, Mets, New York won Tuesday in extra innings. Buccos wasted a little time finishing this thing on Wednesday. Oliver Perez, looking for his first career win against his former team. Not going so well. Walked Xavier Nady, and then, well, he walked Jose Batista, and then Chris Gomez. He walks to load the bases with 1 out. Tom Gorzolani then bounces to 2nd. That should be a double play, but Luis Castillo bobbles that one. Everybody's safe. Nady scores 1-zip Buccos. Nate McLeod walks. Batista scores 2-0. Freddie Sanchez won a batting title a couple seasons ago. He delivers. Chris Gomez scores. It's 3-0. Ryan Domit doubles down left field line. It's 5-0. Perez, 7 runs, walked 5 in an inning and 2/3.
The Braves are still trying to win their first 1-run game of the season, visiting Felipe Lopez and the red-hot Nationals. Bottom of the 10th, tied at 1, 1 out, bases loaded, and well, Lopez hits into the 1-2-3 double play. Let's go to the 12th. Bottom of the 12th, Nats are down 2-1, 2 on. This is a 1-2 pitch to Will Nieves, and he's bunting. What? It's a bad bunt even on a 1-2 pitch, and it goes through the legs of Manny Acosta. The base is loaded. He said he missed the sign, and the pitcher missed the bunt. Next batter on a 3-1 pitch, Ronnie Belliard walks. Austin Kern scores, tied at 2. Next batter, Lopez. The fly drops in with the outfield in, and the Braves are 0-9 in 1-run games. First team to start that way since the 2000 Astros.
Padres, Phillies wearing green hats. First major league team to join the government's Green Power Partnership. So we're going to reduce, reuse, recycle, to get environmental on the people, use alternative power. That's Chase Utley, leads the major league, 10 homers, is a second baseman. You like alternative power, right? Middle infielder with pop. That's his 11th. We're tied at 2. Conserving gas. Jamie Moyer on the hill. There you go. He's sort of wind-powered on the fastball, 80 miles an hour. Gets Chris Young, 5 1/3, 4 earned, 1 K. And then we got to find reusable resources. So Utley, he's already got the 1 home run, and then, well, here he doesn't have enough power. So the lesson here, Steve, is the Padres win 4-2. Drive a gas guzzler. Get a big piece of Detroit iron that gets like 6 miles to the gallon. Remember before politics when he owned the Rangers? They're playing the Royals. Ron Washington, his team, not off to such a hot start. Bottom second, Rangers up 3-0, bases loaded. Josh Hamilton, oh yeah, got to have the money ball. His first grand slam. How about the April for this cat? 6 homers, 32 RBIs. Now in the 8th, Michael Young's at bat. Pay attention to the girl behind home plate on the phone. See, she's waving.
How can you miss her?
Yeah, so that all her girlfriends with the Major League Baseball extra innings package can see her. And then later in the at-bat, again, crying for attention. Which is, you know, better than having them like sleep on your doorstep, but that had cosmetic surgery written all over it. It's just put the cell phone down. Don't try to get on TV. Levy's on TV. He'll tell you it's not that great a deal.
How'd you get those seats? Seriously.
Yeah, somebody, Usher.
Security.
Sports Center's top plays. Number 10, Fred, Manny Ramirez in the Blue Jays-Red Sox game. Scott Rowland, careful, gets to his feet, makes the play. Blue Jays lost 2-1, but as we all know, Rowland, just a quality ball player.
At number 9, Canadians and Flyers. Say hello to Yaroslav Halak in his first Stanley Cup playoff start. Robs Jeff Carter on the breakaway, but the Canadians would lose.
Number 8, Dodgers Marlins. Alfredo Amezaga lining it back to Chad Billingsley. That's a great catch. Now, he's no Scott Rowland, but that's still an excellent catch. Self-preservation more than anything. The Dodgers win a game 13-1. They're back above 500 headed to match.
Sharks and Stars at number 7, Yuri Letnin. Short-handed opportunity, and Evgeny Nabokov, who has been brilliant in this playoff series. That might have been going wide, but really can't be sure. That number 7.
Still look nice. Number 6, Hawks and Celtics. Rajon Rondo on the break. Josh Smith from behind. That is a swat. No points for you. Now, the Hawks are going to lose. Smith's going to lose his shoe, but eventually he'd get things laced up. They'll go back to Atlanta.
Coming in at number 5, Diamondbacks down 2-1 out of the pitcher. Micah Owings pinch hitting, and he gets out of town. Whenever he hits a pinch hit home run, he means it. Off Dave Borkowski, tied the game at 7. Diamondbacks went on to win 8-7.
All right. Hornets practice there on Wednesday, number 4. Look at this. Morris Peterson bounced the ball off the top of the wall, behind the basket, and in. Who does that? I'd rather see Kobe jump over a car. I think that was more tricked up.
Really?
Yeah.
Number 3, Rockies and Giants. Willie Tavares, the hit, and Fred Lewis making sure it's not a hit. And in addition to the great catch, saved the tying run from scoring, and the Giants won 3-2.
Is this correct? Number 2, I have the soccer. Chelsea, Liverpool, 117th minute. Man, that's an extra long game they were playing, huh? Ryan Babel from long range beats Peter Cech. A couple of replays, because a lot of times they don't score a lot in soccer, so we like to show them over and over again.
Number 1, the Wiz and Cavs. Caron Butler loses, gets it back, and the crazy circus shot to beat the shot clock. And the Wizards win in Cleveland. They are alive.
Mendy just called him.
Bruce Bochy back in the dugout. Welcome back. He was thrown out of the game on Tuesday night. Here, Willie Tavares trying to steal third, and he's called safe by Gary Darling. Darling is the same umpire that called Tim Lincecum on a balk that cost the Giants the game and kicked Bochy out of the game. And, well, they're arguing the call again, and Bochy not happy, but he would not get thrown out of this one. Speaking of out, Jose Castillo takes it out of the park off Ryan Spire. First of the season, Giants go on to win 3-2.
Cardinals a chance to set a franchise record for most wins in April with 18. Aaron Harang gets staked to an early 2-0 leader. He bounces a pitch to Chris Duncan, will break for home and score. Jason LaRue caught in the rundown between second and third, so instead of 2-zip, the Cardinals will cut the lead in half. It's now just 2-1.
Oh.
Yeah, Rick Ankiel, hot bat here in this series. Bottom third, tied at 2. Base knock, Aaron Miles scores. Albert Pujols, he's into third. Ankiel, that's a double, and then out. Cardinals, though, take a 3-2 lead. More from Ankiel. It's 4-2 in the 7th. Another single. How about the series? He had 8 for 13. Home run, 5 ribs, and the Cards take it by a count of 5-2. Dusty Baker says we just couldn't get the guy out.
Well, Ozzie and the White Sox and Vinny, and Ozzie just does not want to see Justin Morneau come up with runners in scoring position. He's hitting .481 with 18 RBIs in 27 such at-bats, and there's an example for you. That's with 2 outs, too. Gradual double scores. Carlos Gomez, Twins up 4-3. Joe Nathan in to close it out. Runners on first and second. Nick Swisher at the plate. We pause for boys. And Nathan Swisher looking to end the game. White Sox lead the league with 36 homers. They're last in the league with a .242 bat.